Today we are going to take a look at a prestigious and well-known author by the name of Margaret Wise Brown. Throughout this interview, we will examine her life and career and pinpoint her most notable contributions to children's literature. Where and when were you born?
I was born on the 23rd of May, 1910 in Brooklyn, New York.
What was it like in your household?
I was the middle child of 3, and my parents divorced when I was very little. I'm close with my sister Roberta, who I write to frequently. I grew up in a serene, beachy, and wooded area in Long Island, New York.
Where did you attend school?
I attended boarding school in Connecticut and Massachusetts. From there, I proceeded to Hollins College in Virginia, where I earned my BA in English in 1932. I then worked as a teacher and studied art while also working at the Bank Street Experimental School in New York City, where I began to write.
What were your hobbies growing up?
I was always very athletic in boarding school and college. A popular sport in England which I took a liking to was called beagling. In beagling, to win, you have to be the first runner to reach the prey behind the hunting dogs. I remember those days. I was so fast hardly anyone could catch up to me.
What made you want to become a children's author?
After graduating college, I first wanted to write literature for adults. But after having had an experience student teaching and working with children in New York, I realized what my true passion and calling was. I wanted to write about something that children could personally relate to, stories about their own lives instead of the fairy tales and fables that most other authors were focusing on. Not initially intending to, I created a new philosophy called the Here and Now, which was tested at the Bank Street Experimental School.
Where is your favorite place to escape to and write your stories?
I had purchased a small property in Maine to be my retreat. I named the house the only house because you could see the sea in one room at any angle, since I hung mirrors all around the walls to reflect the magnificent sea. It was really quite beautiful. The only house was not my only writing refuge. When I was walking around New York, I came upon a tiny 4-room house nestled between skyscrapers and warehouses. I rented the home and named it Cobble Court for its stony entranceway. Although my 2 retreats had barely any utilities, I draped the floors, furniture, and walls with fur and kept fires burning in the winter, which gave them a homey element. I would even invite guests over occasionally.
What influenced you to write your stories?
Each night, I would dream up ideas, and when I woke up, I was sure to scribble everything down that I've thought of. Working with the children and listening to their problems inspired me to write stories that would relate to them. Also, I was simply intrigued with animals. Who wouldn't love the irresistible face of a cute and furry puppy?
What was the first book you wrote and how did you feel about it?
The book was called When the Wind Blew, and it was published in 1937. Animals have always been a part of my life, and I care deeply for them all. This silly book is about an elderly woman who takes comfort in her pet cats.
How did you feel when your career really picked up?
When I received my first royalty paycheck, I was so grateful to those who had helped me in the making of the book that I bought a street vendor's entire cart of flowers and had them delivered to my Upper East Side apartment, where I threw a party for my friends. I was never selfish with my earnings and always made sure everyone who helped got proper credit.
What makes you stand out from other children's authors?
Having my name on the cover of books was never important to me. When I started writing, I actually had 4 pen names. To me, it is more important that the story was believable to me and to the children who read it. When the books from one of my pen names were introduced, they were harshly criticized by reviewers and librarians due to the quality of the book. In my opinion, the quality of a book is determined by the writing and the illustrations, not the printing.
Some of her works include The Friendly Book.
I like dogs. Big dogs, little dogs, fat dogs, doggy dogs, old dogs, puppy dogs. I like dogs. A dog that is barking over the hill. A dog that is dreaming very still. a dog that is running wherever he will. I like dogs.
The Little Island.
Nights and days came and passed, and summer and winter, and the sun and the wind and the rain. And it was good to be a little island, a part of the world, and a world of its own, all surrounded by the bright blue sea.
The Runaway Bunny.
Once there was a little bunny who wanted to run away. So he said to his mother, "I'm running away." "If you run away," said his mother, "I will run after you, for you are my little bunny."
And by far the most popular book, Goodnight Moon.
In the great green room, there was a telephone, and a red balloon, and a picture of a cat jumping over the moon.